let's go up here and have us a good time. This is going to be fun, yes. All the way out here, you're about to become a star, ma'am. A big ball of burning gas. All right. Here we go. Right up here, right to the center. Turn around. This is your debut, not your debut. Be careful how we pronounce things in Missouri. I'm going to lower this so they can hear you sing. Right down there to the kid size. 29 songs in 10 minutes. Are you ready? Those are beautiful earrings. How come you're only wearing one? Like, oh, made you look. Okay. Look at all of you. You're like the P. Diddy of the tour group over here. You got all the bling bling. Look at this. Look at these rings. That's beautiful. Oh, and that one's engraved. Walmart. Oh. Ma'am, if that is your real name. What is your name? I'm sorry. Mary. Mary, that's my mother's name. That's cool. Mary, we're going to do a fun little thing up here on stage. We're going to do a presentation for these people, okay? All right. Now, this is going to be fun, I promise. It's very, very simple. Here we have a presentation board. Here we have a marker. We are going to give them the 4 benefits of owning Amway. Now, benefit... No, I'm teasing, it's a joke. It's a LOL, as we call it here in the States. Yeah, okay, so here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, or for any Texans, uno, dos, tres, and cuatro. Oh, okay, if you're Italian, I, and IV. And if you need new batteries, okay. All right, ma'am, Mary, may I call you Mary? That's your name, I hope. Yes, Mary, we're going to have us some fun. We're going to have us a laugh up here, okay? What we're going to do is you and I are going to go on a dream date, okay? What I did is, you see, what I did is during our cruise time, during the question and answer, I tried to get to know the audience a little bit. I tried to figure out what these people are like. This is not a joke. I was a psychologist before I started doing this, and I used to study body language and human behavior. What are you hiding, Mary? I know already. Oh! I wasn't even going to say anything about it. Okay. All right. Where was I? Because I have 1,000 jokes that I could say about the healthcare system in Canada and all this. But anyways, where was I? Oh, Mary. We're going to go on a dream date. And what I did is I tried to predict what this audience is going to say to us out here, okay? Because we've had some interesting people here today, Charlie. We're going to ask the audience 4 questions about a dream date that you and I could go on. We're going to ask them specific questions. Well, I've written down the answers that I know that they're going to say. I've done this so many times, and my grandpa used to say I was telepathetic anyways. He had an accent, though, so the tele was silent. I've written down the answers, I folded them up, I sealed them in an envelope, and we hung the envelope up right over here. Extremely high today. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, you can see that there's no way that we can touch this in any way. See, we had this built right into the showboat. Isn't that cool? Yes, it's beautiful here. I think our showboat was built by the Amish, because there are no zippers. Here, I'm going to give you this marker. I want you to be careful. This is a permanent marker. It used to say permanent, but that rubbed off. And then you step over there to the board. You guys got to keep up with some of these, seriously. Think about them for a minute. You'll eventually get them. It's just like H1N1. Oh, okay. All right, Mary, we're going to start with these questions. Let's get us some music here to liven it up a little bit. I'm going to ask you 4 questions. They are going to be where Mary and I should go on this perfect dream date, what we should wear, what we're going to do on the date, and where the date ends. So think of those 4 questions. Now, you can give me any answer that you want, trying to fool me. I'm going to tell you, though, I just need you to be clean. This is a clean show, so, we're having fun out here. But it could be any place, real or imaginary, anywhere in space or time. Let's start with the first one, hence the number 1. Where should we go on the date? Raise your hand if you have something creative. A lot of people say you should go to the movies, you should go to the beach, you should go to Canada. Well, all of those things are just too expensive, honestly, for me. Because where should we go on the date? Who has an answer for me? I'm staying away from you, Charlie. I gave you a responsibility earlier. You couldn't even come up with a question. How are you going to come up with an answer? Sir, we're going to church. Of course, we're going to church. On on our date. We're going to church. You can't write it? What, are you going to burst into flames? C-H. No, you don't draw it. There's the church, and there's C-H-U. Oh, so much for No Child Left Behind in Canada. Okay. Wow, do I know how to show a lady a good time or what? Hey, get ready, I'm going to take you out to church tonight. Usually most of my dates, I pick up a nice lady, I get a Redbox video, we watch it on the 13-inch plasma off the PS3, and we have a good time with the DiGiorno pizza. But no, this is fun too. This is fun. Okay. Alright, so I go to pick up Mary, and we're going to church. You see how we're tying it together. Okay, whatever. That's a church joke. Alright. So I go to pick up Mary, and I open the door. Well, I'm sorry, you open the door. Otherwise, it's breaking and entering. I learned that the hard way both times. And Mary is wearing something very strange when we open the door. She's wearing something. What is she wearing? So raise your hand so I can find you. So, sir, a nightie. Go ahead, write it. 90. N-I. Don't you dare draw it. A 90. I can see you in that. Yeah, I mean, no, well, forget it. All right. Quite the crowd, huh? Yeah. All right, so she's wearing a nightie, and of course I planned some activities. We're just not going to go and party up in church like most people do. We have an activity planned for this day. What's the activity that we're going to do? Something weird, not dancing or going out to eat. What are we going to do? Do you have an answer for me, ma'am? We're going bowling. And a nightie on the way to church. Okay, we're going bowling. All right, and if we're going bowling, you're in the nightie. Probably end up in the alley. Oh, you drew it. You drew a bowling ball. You drew a church, and you didn't draw it. You don't wear what? Oh! Oh my goodness. Wow, didn't see that one coming, I got to admit. All right, well, the date must end, unfortunately. Well, mostly because all the other bowlers have left at this point. And just grab... Oh, never mind. All right, so she left, or we left, and I need to leave her somewhere at the end of the night. Now, here's where I want you to be specific. Now, I want you to give me an address. By that I mean, I want the house number and a street of some place that means something to you, okay? It could be the first place that you bought. It could be, where you were born, where you live now, whatever. But make sure it's an address that you haven't mentioned here. It has to have personal meaning to you. So who has an address out here? You don't have to be too specific, but right down front. Yes, ma'am? What? I didn't need the whole thing, ma'am. 310 2nd Avenue. We'll go with that. 2nd Avenue. And then if you'll just draw the MapQuest map to get there. It's like picture pages with Bill Cosby up here. All right. Okay. 2nd Avenue. Now, what does that mean to you, ma'am? That's where you live in Illinois? Is that what you said? Choteau, Montana. Choteau, Montana. Phil, call my friend in Montana. She's not home. We have the address. All right, step over here with me, Mary. That sounds like a pretty good date, doesn't it? Doesn't sound too bad. Are you okay? Okay. You look like you're going to cry. You're trying to close the market with the wrong end of the cab. There's something with this whole group. You might want to check the exhaust on your bus, because I think there is a leak somewhere. time in Branson. All right, do you come here very often? No? Welcome to Branson. I hope I set a good impression for you. No, but we have fun. Are you married? Yes. How long have you been married? 49 years. Well, good luck on that 50. You couldn't even remember. 49, that's a long time though. You only get 20 for murder. So that's 49 years. Okay. How many of them were happy? No, I'm teasing. I don't want to put you on the spot. No, my grandparents are married for 57 years. Can you believe that? 57 years, yeah. But my grandpa, he had quite the sense of humor. He used to help me with this sort of thing. He said I had a knack for this stuff. He said that I was like one of those idiot savants, but he had that accent, so the savant was silent. He used to come home to my grandmother and he would say, Vanessa, this one time he did this, Vanessa, pack your bags. I lost you in a poker game. I was there, and she said, how could you do that? He said, it wasn't easy. I had to fold with 4 aces. But I called him one time. I said, Pat, I got a role in a movie. Because I used to do movies. I said, I got a role in a movie. I get to play a guy that's been married for 25 years. He said, well, that's great. Maybe someday you'll get a speaking role. But, you know, they had a great relationship. But he always had these parties. The neighbors came over one time. The neighbor lady looked at him and she said, Wilbur, that was his name, so that made sense. Wilbur, if you were my husband, I would poison your coffee. And he looked right at her and he said, if I was your husband, I would drink it. But he was here in Branson. We were down at the Landing. Have you been down there? You should check that out, yeah. The Landing. And we were down there. We saw this couple. They must have been in their 90s, and they were holding hands, and they were walking through. And I said, isn't that sweet? After being together for so many years, they can still hold hands. And I like to see that. And he said, you know what? If they weren't holding hands, they'd be strangling each other. So anyway, would you be impressed if I had predicted these answers ahead of time? You would be? Well, cool. All right. I will be equally impressed when you climb up there and get it. No? You're not going to do it? Okay, no, that's just silly. Yes, you don't want to do that, because that wouldn't be safe. Let me get you something to stand on. Wait, no? Nothing? Okay, well, I will get it. All right. Could you lower it just a few inches there for me? Oh, okay, apparently he's on the metric system. That's okay, you guys. We'll appreciate it, I guess. Let's get that out of the way. And Mary, right back here for me. Very good. You can hear me tear the envelope open and reach up inside, and there's a piece of paper. Now let's get rid of that. And I want you to hold on to one corner of it for me. Let's see what we predicted here. Oh boy. Hold on to that corner, and here we go. We stretch it out, and it says, on our dream, not yet, don't rush it. We need to milk the applause a little bit. Okay. It says, on our dream date, we went to church. You see this stuff every day. And the audience was not impressed. Come on, get into it. All right, she was wearing a nightie. We went out and went bowling. And we ended our date at 310 2nd Avenue. And I think we're a perfect match, don't you?